Friends, it's Nancy. Well, today's December 2nd already. Oh my gosh, how fast did December come already? I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I did. We finished our leftovers yesterday, so I'm done till next year now to wait for that beautiful turkey dinner again. So I hope you all had a good one. Okay, so we started, I gave you a taste of it. I did December 1st last week for Snowman, and I will show you again. I hope you were all able to maybe at least start one page. So here is my snowman, and he's so cute. I love him. My little folk art snowman. So we're going to do December 2nd, obviously. Today is tree. So I'm kind of going back to some of my favorite pieces of ephemera, ways to make pockets and things. I want to do some of those. And I have some favorites from different gals that I follow. And the one I wanted to do for tree was something that I really love Kathleen Mower does. It's called a triple layer page pocket. And so for tree, I thought I'm going to try to flip-flop. Like we started, it doesn't matter, but I did one in the first half of the signature. So I'm going to go to the back half of the signature here. And I'm going to go to this green dyed page here that I have in here. But, you, depending on what kind of a journal you're working on, you pick what you like. So I wanted to do, and I will link Kathleen's video below of her triple layered page pocket. But I want to show you, I have pieces, and I'm going to give you some measurements. Now, the journal that I'm working in, my pages are 8.5 tall, which is the normal page size by like 5 and 5.5. You can adjust. The nice thing about this is you can make this triple page pocket any size you want, depending on the size of your pages. It's not just one size. You just have to play with it and adjust it. But I'm going to give you the measurements for the pieces that I did for this 8.5-inch page. And I'm working on this side here. So the graphic, I'm using a piece of Tim Holtz Backdrops. And this is from, is that what it's called? Yeah, Backdrops, Tim Holtz Christmas Noel Backdrops. And I love this piece. So I'm using that. I'm using a piece of just some old vintage music paper that's splattered with gold ink, because I love that. And then this beautiful image of a tree you can get from the Graphics Fairy. If you just go to graphicsfairy.com and type in search tree, you'll see they have images of trees, and this is in there, and I love this image of this tree. So you can get this for free on the Graphics Fairy. So these are my 3 images here. I also have a piece of Tim Holtz Christmas ephemera here. It's an old tag, and it looks like it was written with pencil, tree lights, strings. It's just about trees. So this is how this works. You're going to layer three panels, and it's going to create 3 pockets, and you'll have to see it to believe it, but it's really, really nice, real pretty. So my first piece that I'm using is measuring 8 inches tall by 3 1/4 wide. So I cut this backdrop to measure 8 inches tall by 3 1/4 wide. Okay. And then what Kathleen does, which I love, you don't have to do this, is on this tall piece here, which is going to be the back piece here, I corner rounded the left corner and the bottom right corner and left that one plain and that one plain. And it just kind of adds interest. Okay, so that's number 1. That's the piece I cut for that. The second piece, which is going to be layered here, measures 6 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I had this vintage music paper with gold, if you can see it, and I just glued it to a piece of cardstock to make, because the the paper was so thin. So for this one, I left the plain corner here and rounded the upper right and the lower left. And when you layer them, it just kind of gives some interest, okay? You can corner around all of them if you want. You don't have to corner around any of them. And now my third piece, number 3, this card that I printed from a graphics fair, you could print it smaller if you want, but I printed mine 5 by 3.5. So these are the 3 pieces that are going to make the triple pocket. So like I said, you can adjust the size, and you can see that this piece here, I probably have a 1/4 inch leeway on top and bottom. And then the second piece is about an inch, an inch and a quarter smaller. Same width, but an inch and a quarter smaller. And we're going to layer that kind of where there's maybe a scant 1/2 inch here and more on the top for interest. And then this one goes here. Now, you can make it smaller, but this is the size that I had printed, so I'm going to use it this way. So now the trick is, once you pick out your 3 pieces and get them either corner rounded or whatever you want to do, like I said, here's the measurements. Now the trick is to gluing it. So I want you to watch me and make yourself a little note. Watch me before you do with me, because first of all, sometimes I make mistakes, don't we all? But it's a little mind thing that you have to be mindful of where you're putting the glue to make it work triple pocket, okay? So once you have all your pieces ready, I did mark with a pencil. This first piece here, we're going to just flip it over, and we're going to glue along here and here only. So we're going to glue the back here, we're going to glue here, and across the bottom only. So I flipped it over. I'm going to get my fabric tack here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue here and across the bottom. So I'm just going to flip it over. I already kind of marked myself with a pencil. It's probably best to do that so you don't get confused as to where you're putting your glue. Okay, so I'm just going to run some glue along the side here and along the bottom, like that. Okay, now you want to position this here, and I don't want to go like really close to the center. You know, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. So all right, so we have that glued there. Okay, so see how that's open here now, right? We're going to take the second piece and flip it. This time we're going to do this side and the bottom, and I marked it with pen so I can see what I'm doing here. So let me get my glue going here. I'm going to run glue along this side here and the bottom, like that. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this and leave I'm going to bring it over to the side, and I'm going to leave a little less on the bottom than the top. So I am coming over. Mine is going to be a wide pocket. If you want to make yours more condensed, you can. So now I glued mine across the bottom and the side here, okay? And I'm just making that nice and straight as best I can. So we're going to let that grab. like so. Okay, and now my last piece here, which is this kind of focal point, I'm going to do glue, just put glue on like I did this first piece here. I'm going to flip my image here. I'm going to glue here and across the bottom. Okay, and yeah, it's good to mark it with a pencil so you glue it correctly before you, because it can, I mean, I don't know about you, but I could get confused by this. And I did not round the corners on this piece, just personal preference. Kathleen has the best ideas. Okay, so then now this one here, I'm going to go down and you just kind of put it where you want to put it. Okay, so I'm going to hold that. So that's gluing here and here. So I have a little less down here, but a lot here, because now you can see the pretty array of papers that you're having. If you don't have Tim Holtz, you can use digitals. You can use scrapbook paper, whatever you want. Whatever you have, whatever you're working with. Okay, so I'm going to let that grab for a second. So that's our triple pocket. And, okay, so I'm going to just move these over for now. So then we need 3 things to go in the pocket, but I want to put this piece of ephemera here too. So I am going to... I'm going to put it probably, well, you can kind of put it wherever you want. Just don't glue, you know, don't over glue where you need it to stay. I might just put that there actually, because I like to see a little bit. I probably could have used a smaller piece of ephemera, but I really do like this piece. Or if I don't, I could put, you know, maybe something like a word, something from this wonderful, his sticker book here. I could do that. Oh, excuse me. So sorry about that. Okay, you know, I do like my piece of ephemera. It is slightly big, but I'm okay with it. I really do like that. So I'm going to glue that on there. And that's just, you know, you can use a Tracy label or whatever else you have. You can put anything. Just look at, you know, the pieces that you have and see what looks good to you. That's all. So this gets just glued on as is. So I'm going to do that right about here, like that. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now the fun part is making or getting ephemera to put inside your pockets. Now watch how this is going to be. Okay, so I have some pieces here. I have a piece of this beautiful dyed paper that I got from Jacquelyn's shop. And it kind of looks like it has the evergreen branches on it. So I just kind of tri-folded it here. And that's going to go in my big pocket here. So I'm going to tuck this down all the way down in here. But I want it to poke out. So that's going to poke out there. The second pocket, I have this piece of Tim Holtz ephemera here, this here, and I want to just kind of, I like to clip my corners. I learned that from Rachel at Roxy Creations. I remember when I first started watching her, I was watching her do this, and I thought, what is she doing? And I don't get it. And maybe some of you still say that. And I wasn't sure. I'm trying to get my vintage photo here. So I was wondering, it's like, why is she doing that? But you know what? I started doing it ever since because, I don't know, I kind of like the look. It's not a rounded corner, but it's a worn look corner. I kind of like that. And this is just a piece of this paper here that I cut off the bottom. I kept I just cut that around there, and I'm going to use that too. And I have a Tim Holtz guy here. So let me move this out of the way here. So yeah, so I start doing it too, and I like doing it. So I have this here, this piece of Tim Holtz ephemera. It's like a Christmas tree what do you call it? A receipt that you can order the trees. And this, like I said, this is part of that. And then this guy here, to me, he looks like he will cut down your tree for you, like at the tree farm here. So I want to glue him on there, but I want to put this as like just some more decoration to kind of tie it in. So I'm going to do that. And then he'll be our second piece of ephemera that's going to go in the second pocket. So this is really, it's easy, it's fun, but isn't it beautiful though? I mean, depending, you could use this for any journal, any kind of journal you want that you're making. So I'm going to put this about here, like that. And then I'm going to glue him on. I already kind of inked around him a little. I'm going to, I think this has to come out, this little arm piece here. Now that I'm seeing it. Yeah, it does, see? Well, I gotta get some ink on there. It's funny how I saw that tiny little piece there. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we can glue them on. So you can make, you can make elaborate tags, but, we're just going to make it simple. I mean, we've got 31 prompts, right? Instead of stopping at 25, I just like to do the whole month. So, and you do what you want. Do what you want when you want. Some days I might make really, more, I'm sorry, I shook the camera. Some days might be easier than others, and we'll make simple things. And then sometimes we'll be more involved, but maybe, a couple times I'll do maybe 2 prompts in a day just to get a little ahead. And then sometimes we'll do 1 prompt a day. It just depends how it's coming along, I guess. So real simple tag there. I'm trying to hold his foot down there. Let me get that. Okay, so so that was the first pocket here, right? So that's going there. So that could be written on and journaled on there. All right, this guy here goes in the second pocket. So that goes in here, like that. You see? And I don't mind that I don't see his head or anything, because now we see that there's something in this pocket here, okay? And then the third tuck here, I have like a vintage photo here of kids by their Christmas tree. So I tuck it in here. Now look at all the layers going on there. Isn't that pretty? I think that's divine. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. So I hope you'll give that a try. Make yourself a template and keep it, because you'll want to make this in other journals, not just your Christmas one. You'll definitely want to try and, make this again. And I will link Kathleen's video below where I got the idea from. And I think she got it from somebody else too. I can't remember who, but you know how it is. We get ideas from each other and just go with them. And that's the fun of journaling. So, all right, friends, I hope you like day 2, December 2nd, tree. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye.